and we're going to be talking to Bill. He's going to be telling us all about the Sittingbourne Retired Greyhound Trust. So firstly, welcome along to the show, Bill. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks for having me along tonight.
Could you tell us a little bit about the Sittingbourne Retired Greyhound Trust?
Certainly. The Sittingbourne Retired Greyhound Trust is a branch of the main Retired Greyhound Trust that was founded in 1976 to care for and rehome retired greyhounds that have finished retired from racing from the various tracks. And over the years, the branches have come online, and there are now over 70 branches throughout the UK, of which Sittingbourne is one of them.
Right.
Sittingbourne branch was formed in May 2006, and we concentrate on the Sittingbourne racetrack in Central Park to rehome the greyhounds once they finished racing from there. It basically just gives the trainers and owners, if they can't take the dogs home, gives them somewhere for the dogs to go to be rehomed into loving homes to make good pets. The branch is run totally by volunteers who give up their time, raise funds and attend awareness days, etc., to help us home the greyhounds in our care. We get support from the track, who have donated a van to us to help us attend events, and also one of the trainers donated a large tent for the events as well. We operate a small shop at the stadium where we sell mugs, t-shirts, key rings, and give out information to people that want information on homing the greyhounds. We currently have room for 20 greyhounds in the kennels, and we've recently moved to Rosedale Boarding Kennels in Wingham near Canterbury. The reason why we're Sittingbourne branch is because we rehome the dogs from Sittingbourne, but kennels are at a premium, so we've had to go down to near Canterbury to find kennels. The kennels are run by Brian and Therese Booth, who know greyhounds very well and are very friendly and can tell you anything you need to know if you need to phone them up. The kennels are open every day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. No appointment is necessary, although it's nice if you phone them up and let them know you're coming, then they can make sure that there's people available to give you the time that you need to talk about the greyhounds. Why do greyhounds make good pets? Well, greyhounds are not generally vicious dogs, because when they're racing, if they so much as look away from the lure that they're chasing, they class that as fighting, and so they're not allowed to be vicious whilst they're racing. So as a side effect of breeding your best and your fastest dogs, you get a nice, quiet, gentle nature, and greyhounds tend to be like superb pets for children and the elderly. We use greyhounds for like pets as therapy dogs, because they're used to being walked and handled by vets and people, so they just generally stand there and just want to be petted. They're not an in-your-face dog that jumps up and wants lots of fuss all the time, although they'll take all the fuss you want to give it. So pets as therapy dogs, they're superb for, because they're the right height for people in wheelchairs, and they just stand there and take all the fuss. They also, because they're not mucked about with by the Kennel Club for anything, they don't get any generic diseases such as German Shepherds that get hip dysplasia, things like that. So they're the oldest breed in the world, probably, the Greyhound, one of the oldest. So generally they're a low maintenance dog. They don't need a lot of walking. They're very lazy dogs. If it's raining, you won't even get them out the door to go for a walk, because they just don't want to know. But they require just a couple of 20-minute walks a day. 90% of their time's on their bed. They call them the 40-mile-an-hour couch potatoes, because they just love their bed. There is actually a video on our website, on the videos page, where somebody has done a time-lapse photography with a clock behind the bed of the greyhound, and for 8 hours the dog stays on the bed and just moves around different positions, but just on its bed for the whole 8 hours. They're affectionate, calm dogs, like I say, not like Springer Spaniels that need a lot of work and are always on the go. They're just happy to be wherever you are. If you're in the lounge, they'll be in the lounge, but won't want constant fussing and attention. If you then move to the kitchen, they'll follow you in the kitchen and just lay down in the kitchen, generally. And if you're allergic, also another thing that people don't know, if you're allergic to fur, because the greyhound's only got one layer of fur, most breeds have got two layers. They've got a short inner layer and an outer layer, and it's the short inner layer that causes the problems with allergy. So because greyhounds have only got one layer, they generally find that if people are allergic, 99% of the time they'll be okay with a greyhound. So it's worth remembering, if somebody is allergic and likes dogs, wants a dog, come and try out a greyhound and see how you get on. They're good with children and can live with other dogs and sometimes with cats. We do have a section on the website about introducing the greyhound to cats. Children, we don't home to anybody with children under 2, purely because if the dog's had enough, it needs to go somewhere, like on its bed. So we say leave it alone if it's on its bed, because if it's had enough, it can only bark, growl or bite. And from 2-year-old, children are old enough to understand that they have to leave it alone when it's on its bed. So that's a local rule. It's not necessarily all the rules from every branch, but it's one of ours. They come in all colours and sizes. And unlike most breeds where people say they prefer a bitch because they're more faithful than a dog, with greyhound there's really no difference in the temperament between a dog and a bitch. All our greyhounds are neutered or spayed. They come with 4 weeks free pet plan insurance, collar, lead and muzzle. The greyhounds, although they're not trained to sit, stay, come, they're trained to chase. That's purely what they do. You need to put the time in to teach them the basic commands before you let them off the lead, because they can go from a standing start to 40 mile an hour in about 6 strides. So if you just take them home and let them off the lead, they're going to be gone at 40 mile an hour before you even think about calling their name. So
what would you do if you'd like to adopt a greyhound?
The first thing I would say to do is to email us, and I think Daniel's got our details on the website or on his Facebook page. Email us and we can send you a lot of information via email, or you can telephone the kennels direct and go down and see the greyhounds and speak to Brian or Teresa, who are very knowledgeable on greyhounds and greyhound care. And if they phone up, they can go down to the kennels, walk around the kennels, see if any greyhounds take their fancy, because the dog normally chooses the person, not the other way round normally. Then they can take the greyhound for a walk. We do say that if you're going down, take the whole family, so the whole family can visit. And if you've got another breed of dog and you're thinking about adopting a greyhound, take that dog along as well, so that you can walk them together, see how they get on. Because most racing grounds have never ever seen another breed of dog apart from a greyhound, so it's a bit of a curiosity thing for them at the beginning, which people sometimes mistake for aggression. Brian and Teresa run the kennels for us, and they'll be able to give you all the information and anything you need. We do home checks, so if you choose a dog, we'll come out and check the home, just to make sure it's a safe environment for the dog, and we'll ask you a series of questions, which basic questions like, why is now the right time, and who's the dog for, things like that. And when the home checker calls, it's also a good chance for you to ask questions and find out a bit more on homing the breeds. One of the provisos that we have on homing the greyhound is that the back fence is at least 6 foot high, because greyhounds can jump over 6 foot, and if there's something that takes their fancy, normally squirrels drive them a bit mad because of the twitching tail, and they can, when stimulated, jump over 6 foot. Once the home checker has been, he'll inform, if he's passed the home check, he'll inform the kennels, and people can pick up the greyhound whenever they want after that point. We do all the greyhounds, as I said before, are spayed and neutered and vaccinated. They're wormed, flea treated, got a collar, lead and muzzle. The reason for the muzzle is we insist that people put the muzzle on the dog to start off with while they're out walking, because they haven't seen another breed of dog and all that, and it just till they know how the dog's going to react, it's better to be safe than sorry. Once they know how the greyhound's going to react when it's out and sees other little small dogs and things, they can take the muzzle off and do what they want. They also get 4 weeks free pet plan insurance, and we encourage people to carry on with the insurance or some form of insurance because vet bills can be very, very expensive. We also ask for a donation of £125, and this is to help with the costs of the greyhounds, i.e. the neutering and the spaying. We give up all the support that anybody needs. They're quite welcome to phone myself or the kennels at any time if they got any problems at all, and we'll sort them out. And we have access to a dog behaviourist should the need arise at very reasonable rates to help overcome the initial bit. Any problems are normally minor problems, and very small changes normally cure it. Yep. Without any problem at all. So
now I understand you're looking for volunteers.
Volunteers are always welcome in whatever aspect they want to volunteer to do. We always try and make people feel welcome, but particularly at the moment, because we've moved to these new kennels, there's a little bit of work to be done on there, and particularly I'm looking for some people to give up their time more than anything, really, for carpenters, wall tilers and roofers especially, just to come along and give up a bit of their time and help us out and fit some doors and tile some walls in the grooming room so that it's nice and clean and clinical for the dogs to be groomed and cleaned. So anybody looking to volunteer can give me a call on the website or on the phone, or on the website via the email, which is info at rgtsittingbourne.co.uk. They can visit the website at www.rgtsittingbourne.co.uk or telephone myself on 07802 762 115, and I'll be glad to hear from anybody.
Bill, I'd like to thank you very much for coming along this evening and telling us all about the Sittingbourne Retired Greyhound Trust.
Thank you very much.
That's Bill here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show, telling us all about the Sittingbourne Retired Greyhound Trust this evening.